covering all 4 major sports in the District of Champions. It's the DC Crossover Podcast with your hosts, Mike Cerrone and Ben Simpson.
Hello and welcome to episode 152 of the DC Crossover. I'm Ben Simpson. That is Mike Cerrone. Glad to be back here for the off season. Got to play the tropical music here.
Yes.
As we enter the off season of the show. It's been a while.
Best time of the year. Best time of the year.
It is. It's the most entertaining shows we ever do are here in the summertime before the NFL season starts.
Hey, where does this rank though? When it comes down to Festivus, our Festivus drinking show.
Festivus show is always a solid outing for sure.
Yeah. And that because we have these, I mean, these are like lumped into like a one summer kind of deal.
Yeah.
Because the Nats are still rebuilding. But the biggest thing is I think when it comes down to these shows, it's more about having some fun. And then we're going to have to mix alcohol at some point in there.
Oh, yeah. There'll be some alcohol involved at some point. That's for sure. But yeah, with the off-season shows, if you are new to the program, basically these are the more laid-back episodes we do throughout this summertime where it's more focused around stuff that we want to talk about outside of sports. You know, a lot of food talk, a lot of drafts, a lot of lists, and a lot of different stuff that we're going to be talking about. And if anything big in the DC sports world comes, you know, we'll of course chat about it briefly. But it's a more laid back. I'm not wearing my Hawaiian shirt. I should have a Hawaiian shirt on right now. I feel like for the off season. By the way, follow us on Twitter at the DC Crossover and at Cerrone16 and the Talk. Mike will be putting up clips on TikTok. There, DC Crossover Podcast on the Talk.
The Talk has been stagnant, obviously, because
sure.
again,
we haven't been doing shows.
and I'm gonna explain this out there because a lot of people have been asking me like, where's the cast? And I've been trying to explain a little bit.
The entire baseball team at Stonebridge been asking.
Yeah, seriously. And the funny thing about it is that, you know, Ben has been moving and then baseball season was happening, the end of the school year, so it kind of was like a perfect storm. Which also it didn't really matter because of the sole fact that nothing was really going on that entertained DC sports at all.
Right.
You know, no one made the playoffs, and you know nothing was really happening except for maybe hires. But you know, overall, it's just we're back. We're back for the off season. We got a plan in place. I'm going on a cruise here in the next couple of weeks, so
I cannot wait to hear about it.
Yeah, we got our show planned out, so the cruise is going to be something to talk about.
The cruise recap.
First ever.
When I go through my YouTube, I'm a big YouTube guy, and so I watch a lot of different types of videos. And there's one guy on YouTube that I watch that rates and reviews cruises, cruise lines, and so he goes on these different cruise lines, and then he'll make a video about it and stuff. Talk about his experience. The videos will be like, I went on, you know, the worst cruise line out there, and then like it'll be
Margaritaville.
The Margarita, exactly, it is. And like, and like I went on the most expensive. I went on the cheapest. Like he does a lot of different stuff.
This room was $10,000. Okay, I'm not gonna go on.
No, but it's funny. It's like I've never ever been on a cruise, but I know a lot about them just from watching this guy's video. So I'm excited because it seems like these cruises, it's like, yeah, it's a good time, especially, you know, the all-inclusive aspect for some of them where you get the buffets and all that stuff. I just know for sure that I'm not the guy that would be participating in the, you know, like everybody get up and dance and like on the cruise deck and we're all doing the Macarena. Like that's not really my style.
Here's the thing I'm worried about. So you've seen the movie Blended before, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Adam Sandler.
When they're all at a dinner table and all of a sudden Terry Crews comes over and says like, "Oh, little kids leave and the adults stay." That freaks me out because I'm a sociable person, but I don't want to be the guy that's like, "All right, let's all do the limbo."
Yeah, see that's the thing. It's like I could not be, and I know like part of the cruise experience is they want you to do these activities and stuff like that. It's like honestly, all I want to do is drink, eat,
and sleep,
lay around and sleep. Yeah, exactly. And it's like that's all I really. And I could just do that at home, but I want to do it on this moving boat. So I'm excited. I'm excited to hear about this. We do have some drafts coming up, including on this episode. We're going to be doing the worst pro sports logos draft later. Excited for that. We're going to be covering just the pro sports teams. We talked about it's like you open it up to like college and stuff. That's just such a big group. So it's like we'll do a separate collegiate worst logos draft, and maybe we'll do a best logos draft at some point as well.
But again, like you mentioned though, it's the pro sports, but it's the current pro sports.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, I'm not going to say like where they didn't even have any graphics back in the day, and they put like a random paw print that was all pixelated.
Right.
You can't say that. So it has to be current.
Yeah, no, that's a good stipulation. And if you want to participate, of course, the clips of that will be on TikTok, and we'll tweet about it as well, so you can provide your feedback. But what's been going on, Mike? So I've been, as you mentioned, in the midst of a move. I moved into this white void here. There's not much behind me. Eventually there will be. But yes, moving, I'm not going to get into that whole stuff. Moving sucks, obviously, but we made it work. Still getting situated here. But we're doing a podcast again, so I'm happy for that. What's been going on in Mike Land?
So obviously, like I said before, we haven't done a show, maybe 5 weeks or something like that. It's been a while, and obviously, we love doing the shows, but sometimes, life just gets in the way with, you moving, and then the baseball season. We had playoffs and different things of that nature, so that was taking up a lot of time. And it's funny because I would text you and say like, "Hey, man, you want to do a cast this week?" And then you're like, "Oh, well, I'm moving, but I have this time slot." And I'm like, "Yep, can't do that."
Right.
It was like almost every one of my nights.
We have lives, we're not. It's not the Contender anymore. We're not. This isn't our full-time gig like we were doing with the Contender.
Right. You're paying us the big bucks for that 1 year.
Remember how our show would air throughout the day on the Contender network? Like we had like time slots where it's like, oh, you could go listen to our show.
The time slots of a show that aired 5 days ago.
Yeah, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive.
What a time. So yeah, honestly, it's just been really busy and stuff like that. And then of course I come down about 3 to 4 weeks ago with this weird sickness again.
Yeah, when we did the show last, I feel like that was when your voice was going. Like it was
well, screw COVID, because we had to wear those stupid masks, and then all of a sudden my immune system that used to be money is now like pennies. It sucks. Like I used to have a $100 immune system, and now
you're also around kids constantly with the gig, and like kids are they just are cesspools.
I had like 2 kids like come up to me today, and they like coughed, and I'm like, "Can you just get away from me?" Like it's so annoying at this point. Yeah, it's so annoying at this point where it's like every single time as someone coughs around me, now I'm somehow getting sick all the time.
Yeah,
and and like I told you off air, it's funny because I went to Patient First or Care Now or whatever the hell it's called, and this guy's like, "Yeah, I've had the same sickness, so here's a steroid. It'll relieve some of the symptoms." And I'm like, I don't want something to relieve my symptoms. Medicine is there now where it can wipe out the sickness. Like and then it lingered for another like 7-8 days, and I'm like, all right, screw this. So I ended up calling this guy, this medicine guy, I don't know, from my insurance.
Medicine guy.
His doctor
shaman
apparently.
From the middle of the woods.
And it was like a 3-minute conversation, and he prescribed me something, and I'm taking antibiotics an hour and a half later.
Nice.
So it's like, it's nuts. So yeah, I mean, I've been just watching a lot of shows and just hanging out and stuff like that, and thinking that I was getting better, but apparently I wasn't. But it's been a long last 5 weeks, but now I'm ready to rock and roll because tomorrow's our last day of school. And again, by the way, we are going to get back to our normal Monday night schedule.
Right.
We're doing this right now.
Yeah, this is a surprise for those who have subscribed to the show. And if you haven't, go ahead and do that on the podcast feed. You're probably like, oh my God, what the hell? A Thursday night? These guys are doing a show? But hey, it's a little gift for you guys. And we're going to be doing something next week too. So, and then we'll take another 2-week break. But, you'll be getting something from us. But it's the off season, as we talked about. Before we move into the meat of the program, have you been watching anything good in your sickness time here?
Yeah, so I've been watching a lot of reality TV and whatnot. I mean, Selling Sunset is a money show.
I've dabbled.
I'm glad you're dabbling. And then there's
those two twin brothers or whatever, the bald guys. They're like the ones that run the place.
Jason.
Yeah.
and his Brett, the loser brother that doesn't talk ever.
Oh, okay.
I
I only know Jason because Jason's the one who was like dating like people that
he
worked
dated
for
like
him
4 people in the office.
Yeah, that seems unprofessional, Jason. I don't know what we're doing here.
He's just going around the table here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's that season came out, and just a bunch of other shows. But the one thing that I'm getting all sized for right now is Cops. Like every single time I turn on Hulu, it's like
40 years too late. But yeah, okay.
No, oh no, I know. Because they took it off because of all the political crap and all that stuff.
Right.
And they took it off, and now they put it back on. And now when I see,
I think TikTok has helped with this because I see a lot of like Cops clips on TikTok these days.
Right. I mean, literally, when I see those red and blue lights flashing, man, I just start. I mean, the blood starts flowing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's out.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, like, I love a good traffic stop. I love a good traffic stop on tape, man. You know,
the guy's like, what did I do? And he's like,
exactly.
dude, you have no tire on your back leg.
Yeah,
you have a right tail light out.
It is unbelievable.
And your headlights aren't on.
It is unbelievable watching some of those clips and being like, how could you possibly think that you could get away with this? You know, it's one of those things you're just like either like your tires completely off, or you've got like a mattress on the roof that's like not even secured, or you're extremely drunk. I mean, there's quite a bit of that as well, and it's just like it's the best is when the clips from like a really like small town somewhere in America where you're like, that this
Some
guy
town in Kansas.
Yeah, exactly. Where you're like, this guy probably has this reputation where it's like, oh yeah, when Jimmy drives home tonight,
hey, it's the 4th time I've seen you this
cops
month.
are looking for Jimmy. They've run into Jimmy quite a few times. That's kind of how that works.
Well, you always have the typical lines of, no, it's my friend's car, or
it's not mine. It's not mine. That's a common one. No, there is something entertaining about. I mean, that's why it worked. Obviously, Cops for so many years was because people just like. And then, like, the best moments in Cops were when, like, the criminals would try to, like, run away and they'd have to, like, chase them down and all this different stuff. And, like,
hey, my buddy used to be a cop, dude. And
right.
Dude, that is literally the heaviest. I mean, dude, me and you, that's what we should do to lose weight. Is literally run with gear on.
Oh yeah, they have so much stuff on.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Why isn't anything was like bouncing out? Like, why aren't the handcuffs falling on the ground? Or
the guns just flying in the air. Yeah. No, I don't know, man. No, it's cop clips, especially on TikTok. Again, it's been a whole revitalization of Cops is literally TikTok because I see them every day now. Like, and then there's the annoying ones where it's like. And look, like we don't need to get into it too much, but it's like there's annoying clips where the person will be like, "Excuse me, do you know Statute 35(4)(c) says I don't have to do this, Mr. Officer?"
Yeah.
And like the officer's like, "I'm just trying to do my job." Like, what do you? He's like, "You ran through a red light. Like, I have to pull you over." And he's like, "Well, according to F53, and by the way, I'm filming you right now." And the cop's like, "Okay." And then he's like, "I've got 3 cameras on you right now, Mr. Officer." And it's like, oh my god, it's like it's so annoying.
The worst are the people that go out there and they like, oh, I'm going to film my local police station. And the guy's like, what are you doing out here?
Yeah, there's a guy that will like walk in to the station and they'll be like, "Sir, why are you filming us?" You'd be like, "I'm an American. I'm allowed to film you.
I'm allowed to do it." It was like, okay, sweet.
Because he's like, there's like an account. He's like running he says like an audit. It's like an audit of like the system, and he's just like walking into random public or like buildings for these like workers and being like, just filming everything, and they're just like, "Can you please leave? Like, why are you here right now?"
Yeah, they have this cop sitting there like eating a sandwich or whatever, and then all of a sudden he's like, Can I just eat my lunch? And the guy's like, you should be arresting somebody right now.
My taxes are paying your salary. I own you. It's like, it is the cop talk. It's quite an interesting place.
But it is fun. It is fun to watch it. Like one of the latest episodes, I saw this one thing where this guy had his shirt off. They always have their shirts on.
Yeah.
And the best part about it is like, he's running from the cops, and then he ran through all these weeds and like all this brush. And of course, the cops like, I'm not going to run and try to run through here and get 17 ticks in my armpit, But this guy is, and this guy ran around. And I don't know if it was the projects or what it was. I couldn't really tell because they didn't really show a big view of it.
Right.
And apparently they're like, the guy gets his like radio, right? He goes like this. He goes like, what? Wait. Say that again. and then all of a sudden, like it says, like, we got a guy that just climbed through a window, like down the street, run. And then all of a sudden, this guy climbed into a back window, went up the stairs with people awake.
Right, eating dinner. Yeah,
right. And he just climbed. He said, "Don't call the cops; they're after me." And all of a sudden, he ran upstairs, and like the cops like busted down the door and said, like, "Dude, like you don't think that someone's gonna call us?" Like you have 17, barbs from your thorn bushes.
You're shirtless.
You're shirtless. You're
probably
sweating,
stinking like meth, and it's just like, oh my god, no, these guys are unbelievable on that show. There's some of these guys, because I mean, hey, meth is a hell of a drug, man. You could do some crazy stuff on meth, as very evident on that show. No, Cops is a solid program. It's been a while since I've seen like an actual episode on TV, but man, the clips and YouTube, you can just go to compilations of Cops and just like watch them on YouTube, and you're just like, you're gonna laugh your ass.
The one thing is, whatever. At this point, who cares? Right. But that's the funny thing, though, is one thing that really tilts me about that show, though, is the uniforms. Like, when you go to when you have a sheriff's department, like sheriff's department and police departments are totally different.
Right.
And having a friend that was a cop was, the biggest thing about it is like when they're applying for all these departments, they're different and they have different rules and different things or whatever because of where you live or whatever it may be.
Right.
But it's like certain uniforms just are so ugly. Like, for instance, like Loudoun County has a sheriff's department and they're like brown. Like, it's like what can brown do for you? It's like,
the brown is, it's to me, it's like you got to have the light blue, man. Like that's got to, or dark blue. Like it's got to be
boys in blue.
Exactly. Like if you're gonna be a cop, like that's good. Or sometimes, I think in Fairfax County they sometimes have the gray. Like they'll have the gray uniforms.
Okay,
yeah. But yeah, you're right. Anything in the brown realm or like the weird tan,
green,
the tan realm, like some of that stuff is like, I don't know, I don't love it. But if I go with the light blue, boys in blue. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, because
you got umpires, you got cops. Like it's all the same. It's all the same. Yeah, exactly. It's all the same realm. They're just doing their job at the end of the day.
They're out there, calling balls and strikes.
That's what they're here to do. But yeah, no, I'm with you.
That's just a little irritation for me.
I get it.
Because the guys in like the Explorer, and he said, "Oh, my daddy and my grandpa worked in the same department for the last 75 years."
Oh yeah, it's always that. It's always
and he's sitting there, and it says like, I don't know, like DuPont, Kansas or something like that. And you're like, what's going on in DuPont, Kansas? And it's
guys running
stuff,
through windows. Man. That's what they're doing in DuPont, Kansas. Before we get to the draft, I did want to provide an update on our MLB sweat bet that we placed at the beginning of the season. Again, that was Tigers, Rockies, Pirates, Reds, Royals, all to record 60-plus regular season wins. That was a plus 200 bet. Right now, 4 of those 5 are looking pretty solid. Obviously, the Pirates and the Reds each with 34 wins already. So, here we are in June.
Over half.
That's looking pretty good. Right now, the current projections for them are in the mid-70s, so 60-plus should be easy for them. Tigers and Rockies are in similar boats where they're like, all right, 27 wins, 29 wins. Their projections are still to be in the mid to late 60s, so that should hopefully hit. But the Royals, who I think officially, because the A's went on that win streak, I think the Royals are officially the worst team in baseball right now.
Lost 9 straight.
18 wins on the season.
50 losses.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So right now, that is the team that is giving us a little trouble here right now because they're projected to win 52 games. They've won 18, and they need to win 60 plus. So we'll see. That will be. I can't imagine the Royals. I just didn't think the Royals were this bad, and I say that as a Tigers fan, so I follow this AL Central. Nobody would have thought 18 wins. Like, that's insane.
Well, the weird part about it is that every time I look, the Royals are usually playing the Reds or the Tigers. They're playing one of these teams. You're like, well, someone's got to win. And then all of a sudden, the Royals never win. It's like, literally, they are 1-9 in their last 10.
They better not screw us. If we get 4 of the 5, and then the Royals are what screws us, I'll be pissed.
I wonder what the cash out's going to be.
Yeah, we're going to have to take a look at that. That's for sure. So it is time, my good people, To get into the worst pro sports logos draft, the main criteria here, as we talked about at the beginning of the show, they have to be pro teams. They can be any of the major sports, and they have to be current logos. So they can't be from the 50s or whatever, because, of course some of those sucked. They didn't even have Microsoft Paint back then. So we will, as our usual draft goes, is we'll go back and forth until we each have accumulated 5 picks. That will be our starting 5 lineup, if you will, and then we will post that on Twitter and have the people vote if they'd like to vote on which team or on TikTok as well. You can vote on which team you think is better between us two. So we want to hear from you. And if we missed any logos here too, and you're like, man, how'd you guys screw this up and miss this logo? Let us know. The way we like to decide the order typically is I hold a number up below the desk here. You're going to have to, it's either going to be a 1 or a 2, Mike.
It's crazy. It's crazy how we do this. I'll go with a 2.
I would never lie. That would be terrible. So it is a 2. You can decide if you'd like to go first or if you'd like to go second.
Now we're doing snake draft.
Yeah, it is snake.
So I'm going to I'll go second.
Okay, so you're going to get that 2 and 3 spot. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I'm keeping notes here. Let me just Ben and Mike, so I can keep track of our picks here. All right, so I have the first overall pick. I'm happy about this. I'm happy about this because I have a specific logo in mind for the number 1 pick. And I was thinking about this before we got started. I was like, if I have a chance to take number 1, I'm going to go with this logo, and I'm going to go ahead and just share my screen with you real quick. The overall number 1 overall pick is going to be the Anaheim Ducks. The Anaheim Ducks, because and for those watching on YouTube, you can see this. What the Ducks really screwed up is when they had the Mighty Ducks logo, they had themselves a gem. Like, that was, obviously you had the movies and such, but the Mighty Ducks logo was awesome. You had the guy in the goalie mask and things like the duck in the goalie mask, whatever it was, and it looked great. Now, I don't even know what this is that we're looking at right here, Mike. I understand, is this kind of supposed to be a D, but it's is it like a duck wing? I don't fully know.
I think it's the foot or the web.
You think that's the web?
Foot.
I don't. How could it be the web?
No, look sideways. It's like a webbed foot.
Okay, I do kind of see that, I guess, if I look sideways. So this is, to me, I think this, and I was looking through a lot of different options. I'll stop my share right now, but I was looking through a lot of options. And I know, some people may not immediately gravitate towards the NHL when they think worst logos, but honestly, that Ducks logo is atrocious, Mike. Right. It is atrocious.
I mean, because you think back of what you saw and what you talked about, the Mighty Ducks logo and things like that, but it's it just makes it just look so much worse because they tried to get cool and modern, but all of a sudden it's why'd you go away from something that's good? I mean, that's just my point of view.
Yeah, no, I fully agree, and it's that's the problem with a lot of these teams is they'll go away from something that really works, and this. Oh, geez, way too close. This looks horrible. What is this? You look at this logo and it's what's the name of this team? You're I have no idea. I
see one of those videos on TikTok.
You could guess 50 times and never. You could guess 500 times and never get this right.
Delaware lasers.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is idiotic.
Is that a bow and arrow? What is that?
Anaheim Ducks, my number 1 overall worst pro sports logo.
Not a bad pick. I will give you that.
I appreciate that.
So,
did you have them on your board?
No, I did not. Even though I did, because I did think about having them because I like the old Ducks logo with the purple and the teal or whatever. That was pretty sick. But I didn't have them on there because I had some worse ones, I think.
Okay.
So, the first pick for me and this third pick, I kind of went with 2 different things that people don't really realize because no one really, one's a nostalgic type of logo that's been around for a while, and the other one, which I'll pick second, is one that they brought back for some reason. The first one I will say is the Arizona Coyotes.
Okay.
The Arizona
I'll
Coyotes.
bring it up on my and I'll share the screen. Give me one second.
They had like a howling coyote or something of that nature, and then all of a sudden they're like, you know what, this howling coyote with the maroon and all that kind of stuff, this thing sucks. Let's go back to this cartoon character that had 17 different colors. Half of his face is a mask, and it looks like, I don't even know what it's like a coyote. I don't even know what to explain it.
All right,
doesn't
I'm
make
gonna
any
share
sense.
my screen here because we got to take a look at this. Yeah, it is very weird.
Look at that thing. What is that?
It's like, so I think my initial interpretation is there's obviously some Native American imagery here because you've got, like, just by the way some of these are set up here. But again, then you think it's like, well, what does this have to do with hockey? Like, what do Native Americans have to do with hockey at all? What is, like, the connection here? Like, this whole face here is very weird because it's like half, it's like half there. Oh, let me bring it back there. Yeah, this is a terrible logo. This is a awful logo.
I mean, first of all, they're playing in a stadium that has literally like 2,000 seats. That's number one. And number two, it's like, it just makes no sense. Like, Arizona Coyotes, okay, sweet. I get the desert thing and all that kind of stuff. But, like, compare it to other Arizona squads. You got the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Right.
Now that one, you can say what you want about
Hey,
that.
don't tip
logo.
any picks here. Don't.
But
you never know.
But you think about, like, the Arizona, like, now the Sun Devils, I don't know what that really has to do with Arizona, but it's
Right.
still pretty cool and stuff like that. You got the Trident or whatever the hell it is. And it's like, this is just, I mean, it literally
This
looks
is not
like
great.
they got something that, you know how, like, you go on like paint or something like that and you're just allowed to do straight lines. They just did straight lines that connected with each other and just started filling in certain things.
And it's
with
very
colors.
weird with the hockey stick in the hands too. Like, it's just, yeah, it is a weird. I don't like the logo at all. So no, I'm with you. I had considered them. They weren't on my board, but they were possibly going to be on my board. So no, I like the Arizona Coyotes pick there.
So
Two
my
NHL
first-
right at the top for us.
Yeah, seriously. So my first pick is the Arizona Coyotes logo.
You are on the
My
clock
next
for
pick.
pick number 3.
My next pick, and this is gonna get some of the old codgers going and rared up.
Okay, I'm ready.
This logo has been there since the early 70s.
Okay.
Okay, it's been around. Now, this team is in the NHL, and it's the New York Islanders.
Oh.
The New York
okay.
Islanders, and something about New York just pisses me off because
Sure.
everyone from New York has to tell you they are from New York, and they have to prove that they're from New York. New York Islanders, New York Rangers, you look at it and say the Rangers, just typical. Then the Islanders, like, sweet, you're from Long Island. Don't put it in your logo. No one gives a
Right.
crap.
Yeah.
It's like, sweet, you got the NY and little hockey stick, and that's cool. And then you got, I don't know, is that Long Island? I don't even know what that is.
I guess.
It's like
yeah,
it's
it
like
is.
an island.
It's literally the name of the team, a hockey puck and a stick, and then, like, a map. Like, it's like the,
It's like, I get you're from Long Island, so that's
Yeah.
sweet, and you're the Islanders. That's cool. Like, the name doesn't bother me or anything like that, but it's like, the logo just sucks. Like, look, it's like you got like you said, a map. It's like you're zoomed in on Long Island. You're like, oh, there's our logo.
Yeah.
It's like, sweet. There's no creativity, no nothing to this.
no, this is not. Yeah, no, I'm with you. This was on my board. NHL. The problem is like the NHL has some really iconic logos, especially when you get into the original 6 and things like that. Like, there's some really solid logos. I don't want to tip pick, so I don't want to say anything in case you're like,
Right.
that is a terrible logo. But this Islanders logo, yeah, you'd think there would be some other creativity here than just, here is literally the outline of Long Island on a map, and then it's a hockey team, so we have to have a hockey puck, and we have to have a hockey stick, and then, like, we have to do this weird lettering where, like, the I is partly in Long Island, and then the other letters go around here. It's a bad logo, and it's just so funny because 3 NHL for the first 3 picks, And that makes it interesting because I do have a couple other NHL teams, and I'm wondering because here's the whole thing though, people. It's like you have to assemble your strongest 5 picks. They can be within any leagues and things like that, but the key is I have to be able to beat Mike. I have to have a better, or in this case, worse team than Mike in order to win this one. So I am actually going to go away from the NHL because I think I can get one of these picks later in the draft, and I am. Let's see. Let me bring it up here because I am going to go over to the NBA for my next pick.
All right.
And I'm just gonna bring this puppy up here. Let's play the music here. With the 4th overall pick and my second pick to join my team, I am going to go with the Los Angeles Clippers. This logo is pathetic. There is nothing interesting about it. There is nothing that connects or makes me think of LA in any form or fashion. This is not, and the thing that sucks the most is you have another team in LA that has a pretty iconic logo and imagery in the Lakers. And this is what you're doing to try to compete with that. It is literally just the word Clippers. And then you have this.
What is a Clipper though? What's a Clipper?
It's a boat. It's supposed to be a boat.
Boat?
Yeah, like that's what a Clipper is. It is. Yeah, it's like a term for boats.
Okay.
Don't ask me where it comes from. I just know that it's a term for boats. But like,
like
but even
right
then, if that's the case, then why is there nothing to do with a boat on the logo? Like it is awful. And like, I guess they try to do something cool with LAC on the basketball there, but like overall, I think this is like one of those logos where it's like, man, this is what you guys went with. Like you had options to consider, and this is what you went with. I think it's just awful.
Sweet font you got there.
In my opinion, it's one of the most boring logos in the entire NBA. Like it is. So for this one, for me, it's not that it's weird. It's more that this one is just extremely boring. Like there is nothing interesting about this logo or iconic or anything about it to me whatsoever.
Yeah, logos that just have like words, like let's say like the team name, and it's just like a different font. It's like sweet. Like what is that? Like put that on a jersey. Don't have to, it's just it makes me cringe sometimes when they have the whole logo reveal and all of a sudden it's like the name of the team. Like okay, awesome.
It is bad. It is bad. And like I'm with you. I feel like there needs to be something more to it than just the freaking name of the team. I think it's just so stupid. But yeah, were the Clippers on your board at all?
Negative. They were not.
Okay, so this is fine. That's fine.
I do realize why you put them on there. I was trying to go, and this is why I was having a little bit of trouble trying to find like ones that I could really bash or make someone pissed off about. So
yeah, no, and it's like it's not like we feel super strongly about LA teams or anything like that. So, but I will say for my next pick, Mike, I think this is going to cause some issues. Maybe, or maybe people are going to agree with me.
I hope it's New York again.
It is not New York. It is your Washington Commanders. I mean, this, and look, hopefully we won't have to see this logo in a few years. Maybe they'll get a rebrand again.
Right.
But you and I have talked. We don't even have to spend this much time on this one because we've already talked about it so much at this point and how much we disliked a lot of what they did with the the revamp or whatever rebrand.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those things, in my opinion, is this the Commanders logo. Like, in my opinion, it's like all you guys did was. Yeah, you took the burgundy and gold because you they'll eat this up. We're just going to slap anything up there, and we're going to put burgundy and gold on it, and they're going to love it.
They love it.
And you just have this weird W, and that's what you went with. Out of all the options, out of all the different things, and like, look, we've talked about how like, man, if they had named the team something cooler, but even then, if you do Commanders, why is there not some cool like military type look to the logo or like, there's some guy with like military helmet on, like bursting through a wall with a football in his hand, like do something cool with it. Instead, you just have this weird plain W. and that's what you went with.
And
then you got Tutty. That's just a disaster in its own. But I know this is close to home. I know this is the team.
I don't care. I honestly, I do not care one single bit.
This logo is honestly awful. I think you could poll any fans from other teams around the league, and I think they would all pretty much agree. Like the W for the Commanders logo is awful. This is terrible.
Yeah. So I like I said, we or like you said, actually, we've talked about it enough about the whole entire reveal and all these different things to the point where, I mean, like, honestly, I don't really even care about it anymore. Like, I would like, which we're going to get to later in the summer, to see what they're going to do with the team and different things of that nature. So we can get into that later. But we've talked about the logo and the name reveal and all this kind of stuff so many times to the point where I don't have any ill will towards you picking the Commanders logo, because the Commanders logo is not great. It's literally like, just like you mentioned, oh, sweet, that's awesome. They put a bold W on there, like awesome. Like, who cares? So yeah, I don't have any issue with that. So moving on to my next pick.
All right.
I'm having a little trouble deciding which ones, but the first one I'm going to go with is not something I hold close to my heart, but it's the Philadelphia 76ers.
Okay.
The 76ers had the logo of, it was light blue or regular blue or whatever the heck it was years ago with Dr. J and all that kind of stuff. Then they switched to black, gold, and I think they had a little red in there or something like that.
Let me pull it up here. So this is, according to Wikipedia, this is the most recent 2022-2023 logo here for the Sixers.
Yes. And I think if you go back, they used that in the 70s, 80s, and some of the 90s a little bit too as well.
Right.
They used it with Dr. J and stuff like that. But the whole entire thing you think about is, wow, you go back to the logo that Allen Iverson had.
Right.
And Allen Iverson and Samuel Dalembert and Iguodala and all those guys, that logo was awesome. I mean, that logo was sick. I mean, 76ers now, I don't even know what a 76er is. I know what a 49ers, all those different things, all the numbers. Okay. But you look at that logo and it's like, man, that's cool. It's like I said, it's blue. It has gold in it, black and red. And it's not like the Wizards logo that was all weird and stuff like that. But this thing, it looks awesome. And they're like,
this one here was great. This 1997 to 2009 with that's the one you mean with the AI, like that was a solid logo.
Because it was like the bad boy 76ers, kind of like the Pistons and whatnot. When you go, I like the Pistons logo when they had like the horse that was on fire.
Yeah, I know. And that's the Pistons could be in this draft, I will say. I don't know. I'm not telling you I'm picking them or not, but I'm with you. This is a similar vibe.
But if you think about it, look at the 1963 to 1977, and then you go to the 77-97. So about 63 to 97, right there, the 34
They just copied and pasted the exact same thing.
They exactly. That's what I'm saying. And the thing I wrote down was, take something that was cool and great, and you had great years with Allen Iverson and all those guys, and you just go back to something old. Like, it makes no sense. Like, was there so much outrage about the 76ers in black? And you remember the jerseys?
Those were great jerseys.
The blue jerseys too. It's like, and then you go back to this, like, this logo looks like it's like fading away. Like, it just looks
this is not a good logo. No, I'm with you. This wasn't on my board, but honestly, the more we look at it, the more we talk about it, I definitely I can see it being pickable in this draft because of all the things you're saying about, or literally it's like, all right, if you're just going for the nostalgia there, I mean, you literally are copying and pasting the exact fonts. You're just putting it in, and like, even from that 1977 to 97 logo, it's like the basketball part, like even that's like basically the same. And then now you're just surrounding it with the blue that says Philadelphia and with the stars. But like overall, it's like, I mean, the best logo of this group clearly was the 97 to 2009. Like that logo was great.
12 years, and they had success. They had so much hype around the 76ers. Everyone was getting Iverson shoes and the headband and the tats and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
And everyone had so much hype around the 76ers. But no, let's go back to, these old folk that are sitting there watching the ABA or something like that. It's like, it makes no sense. They went back to that. And it kind of irritated me because I was looking at it And when I was comparing them earlier today, I was like, that's just stupid because obviously it's nostalgic for me too because I was born in 91. So I grew up with that 76ers logo for those 12 years. But anyways, moving on to my next pick.
All right. So right now, real quick recap. So Mike's current team are the Coyotes, Islanders, and Sixers logos. I have the Ducks, Clippers, and the Commandos logos. Let's see, where are you going for your fourth pick and the seventh overall?
Going back to the Empire State.
Okay. He's a New York hater. Here we go.
I'm going back to the Empire State, and I'm going with the New York Football Jets.
Oh, I thought you might go this route. Okay.
You think about now the Giants. I mean, what are you going to put on there? A big guy with a hammer? Like, let's be honest here. But you look at the Jets. The Jets had some cool lettering and different things of that nature in certain aspects. But when you look at the Jets now, their main logo, it's literally just a football, and it says like New York Jets on it, and it's just bland. There's nothing that goes on with that. I mean, look at it. It's like New York Jets and a football, sweet. Like the one in '78 looks awesome. I think Vince Papale was on that team or something like that.
Yeah,
but it's like you think about it, it's like it looks cool because you have it looks sleek. It looks like like it's like a jet.
The fact that literally they repurposed the 1971 and the 1998 one, like those are literally the same logo. They just made it black instead of green. Look at that. Like that's insane. And then even 1967 and 1970, like there's no difference there. Like I don't even understand. Like nothing ever changed until the 2019 Jets logo where it's like, all right, now now we're gonna write New York above the Jets and then like have the football there. It's like, I mean, if anything, even like going back to I'd say out of all these logos, the 78 one looks the coolest. I mean, like it has an actual jet, like has an aerial type feel to it, and you are naming your team the Jets, and so it's like, why this is just a green blob with the name of your team on it.
Exactly. That's my point. Is like, don't you go back to the drawing board and say, all right, what can we do to differentiate ourselves from the Rangers, from the Islanders, or especially the Islanders, from the Giants and the Yankees? I mean, the Yankees, their logo has been the same for years and years and years.
Right.
But you're and pretty much same with the Mets. But you're looking at this team, the Jets, and saying, no wonder the Giants have more fans than the Jets because your logo sucks.
Yeah.
No kid is going to look at it and say, wow, I like that team. Look at that logo, Daddy. Like, no one's going to be sitting there and wanting to root for that team because of the logo just sucks. It just says New York Jets in a football.
Yeah.
It's like, sweet. Thank you for telling me the sport that this team plays for.
No, it's bad. It's bad. And it's like one of those logos where, it's like, it doesn't really make you. I mean, you're already dealing with being a Jets fan, which is awful in itself, and then like on top of that, your team has just a crappy logo to it. Like it's not something that you're super proud to be wearing. It's not something that super interesting or unique. It's just kind of gross, and like even the green itself is not that interesting. Like it's pretty bad. So Mike's fourth pick are the Jets. So he will have one more, but it is my final two picks before Mike finishes. So, man, this is going to be tough because I have two slots left, and I have quite a few teams that I could be looking at here. I have one pick that I feel like is almost like a layup. I kind of have to go with them. And
What sport is it?
MLB.
Huh.
And I think it is a team's logo that definitely they took some crap about it for sure. I'm gonna.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think it's probably pretty obvious here. Let me just pull it up on here. And so with my fourth pick, I am gonna go with kind of an obvious one, Cleveland Guardians.
Oh. Okay.
Cleveland Guardians. This is a logo that obviously there are plenty of people that are unhappy with the rebrand in general. But I think honestly one of the big things that we looked at is, I mean, this logo is freaking weird, dude. Like, I don't know. The baseball has these wings, and then you got the G's. It's just, it never felt to me that this was, because remember, one of the things they talked about at the time was maybe like the spiders, and there was going to be like a spider on a baseball. Like, it'd probably look pretty dope.
Throwing a two-seamer, though.
But yeah, right, there it is. He is holding a two-seam grip there. But yeah, I just think this logo kind of stinks. I think it was one of those ones where, like, yeah, if you're going to rebrand here in I guess they rebranded, last season, so 2022 or whatever, like, it's like you're going to take that time and think about it. Like, you come up with something better than this. I just thought that this looked like garbage.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you're looking at it and saying that the Indians logo was so cool and iconic back in the day. I mean, they had movies about the Indians, stuff like that with Major League, and it's like it was cool, like the whatever that Indians name was, because
Chief Wahoo, was that it?
Yeah, Wahoo, that's what it was. It's like smiling, having a good time and stuff like that, and they just throw him off a bridge, and they said, "Nope, we're not. Hey, he's gone. Let's throw a couple of G's with wings around a baseball."
It's just so strange. It's like, I don't even get it. And
is it saying a guardian like a guardian angel?
Well, I think the guardian name.
Then that's like plagiarism or something, right?
Well, I feel like it. I think it comes. I don't think it's that. I think it's supposed to come with like. I feel like the name stems from it was something to do with some iconic place in Cleveland, like some bridge or something like that. I'm just trying to see if it says it here, but yeah, I'm pretty sure there was Guardians. Oh my God, why is there so many ads? I hate. You search anything on the internet nowadays, and you're just gonna get bombarded. Like, I can't look at any article. He'll be like, you've used up all your free articles. And you'll be like, I've never been to this website my entire life. Be like, would you like to pay for a subscription for our website for $39 a month? And it's like,
this is the Miami Herald.
It's like,
I don't live in Miami.
I'm looking at you for 5 seconds. I just wanted to finish the stupid article that you posted on the internet. Yeah, whatever. Guardian sucks.
Just
man.
There.
Yeah, forget it. The Guardian stands for something I'll never know because your stupid website wouldn't work. My last pick. This is tough. So I've got 5 different teams I'm looking at right now. 6 different logos I'm looking at right now.
Man, really don't like these teams.
And there's a lot of different directions. And by the way, at the end, we'll do an honorable mention, so we'll go over who we didn't pick. Oh, man. I mean, there's just so many different directions I could go here.
There is.
Do I want to go back? So right now I've got, and it's not like the team has to be balanced, but right now I've got an MLB, I've got an NFL. Okay, so I've got one from each league. I've got NBA and I've got NHL. So
I got one state.
Yeah, you're just hating on New York. So I think, all right, I'm gonna go with when I look at my list, what I hate the most out of my group here. So let me pull it up. And I just think this to me falls in line as another, really, this is your team's logo. This is what you guys went with. Did I already play the music? If I did, oh well. I'm going with the Dallas Stars, Mike. I'm going with the Dallas Stars. I really dislike their green. I was on their website earlier, and I hated this. I'm going to go to it right now. I just hate everything about their site. I hate everything. Okay, why would this not be? No, I'm not looking for Dallas the film. I want to go to the Dallas Stars website. The problem is my computer defaulted to Yahoo. Who the hell is looking up anything on Yahoo? It's just one guy in his basement trying to respond to my request. Dallas Stars website. I mean, just a disaster. Okay, there we go. Google gives it to me in my first answer. Yahoo is asking if I'm talking about Dallas, the TV show.
For the 50s.
Yeah, okay. See, look, everything about this website I hate. Like the Dallas Stars, I hate the green there. I hate just how much I have to look at this green on this website. They even have the ask a question here, and it's green. Can I ask, why does your... I mean, who the hell is this guy? Look at that guy. Why does your logo suck so much? Victor H. Green. I'm Victor E. Green. How do I
Terrible.
find where can I find security? I'm terribly sorry you had a bad experience, but I'm just a bot. That's no excuse, Victor E. Green. Look at this. This guy's ugly. And what does this have to do with Dallas Stars? This is a disaster. Yeah, Dallas Stars. Your logo sucks. I mean, Mike, you're a hockey guy. You got to admit this logo is terrible.
It's not the best logo. No, I do like the green because I do like their alternate unis and stuff like that. But I mean, obviously you can see top left, whereas the state, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't really like that. But I will say, like, I do like the old ones, like the Dallas Stars.
Yeah, I liked this one. This one wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That one was
this
pretty
thing
cool.
with the state, it's like, oh, I didn't know Dallas was in Texas. Thank you for showing me. It's like, gosh. So here we go. So here's like the evolution. I like whatever this website is. Like, I like this website because it shows you the evolution of the man. Those North Star logos cool too. I kind of like that from back in the day. I gotta get a retro jersey or something. But yeah, the Dallas Stars. So like, I didn't mind the Stars logo for many years because it was like this same type of thing with the green at the star. But like I was used to this, and then whenever they switched over to this just D on a star, and like what is different about this one and this one? It says like
It's just brighter.
we changed it. It's like, oh, you decided to you turn the light on. Like, what do you mean? This is just so stupid. Oh, I hate it.
I had water right in my mouth when you said that.
Dallas Stars. That's my pick.
Just turn the light on.
So I got
Okay.
NHL is taking a beating this draft.
Man, geez Louise. All right, so I'll go with my last one, I guess.
All right, what do you got?
So my last one, this one looks like someone just found a stencil and just drew it, like, or just traced it and filled it in. The Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks used to have a cool logo with a big hawk like swooping down to kill you. And now it's like a red circle with like an outline of a hawk's beak or something like that.
Here, I'll pull up the one with the evolution. So yeah, let's see, share screen. All right, let's check this out. By the way, check out the YouTube channel where the videos lie. So yeah, so you've got, as you said, so they have with the hawk, the hawk with
the stupid Sixers are the same thing. They had the hawk thing in 72 to 95. Yeah. They went to a cool hawk for 20 years, and then I don't know what the 07-15 one is. Like, why is that blue?
Yeah.
So but it's like the one that's like red and black or whatever.
Look at that 1969 one to 1970. That one's freaking weird. Look at the guy dribbling the basketball. He looks intense.
But it's like you look at it, it's like, I mean, yeah, they did the same thing with the Stars. Oh, it's a basketball club. Why would you put Atlanta Hawks Basketball Club? I didn't know it was like a prestigious thing to get in.
Apparently it is. But no, I'm with you. I like this. I liked the one with the Hawks holding the basketball. Like that one's pretty cool. But this one has no personality to me at all.
I mean, literally
the latest one.
It's literally like they took the 72 to 95 one, put that in the center, and just filled it in and said Atlanta
What
Hawks
is up with the teams
basketball.
doing that? They just like put circles around old logos, and then they're like, "This is our new logo."
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know if they're trying to not offend anybody, but like, what is that hawk gonna offend somebody? Like, man, those talons are a little long. It's like I don't get
dope. Yeah, no, this makes me think of like the Joe Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that one guy? Josh Smith. That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, it's like those years were awesome. Again, that was awesome primetime basketball after like MJ and stuff like that for the most part was retiring or going to the Wizards or whatever. And it's like, you think about it, all these new logos, everyone's just changing the logo and they're making it so dull where it's not even fun anymore. I mean, that's why, when I was looking today, I saw more logos that I liked. Like, I want to go to a Premier Lacrosse League, or I want to go to I don't even know, like the XFL, stuff like that, where they have cool logos where it's like, like the XFL, the first go around in 2020, the Dallas Renegades had like a cowboy kind of thing with like a bandana around its mouth or whatever, and it was like a silhouette kind of thing. It looked pretty sick.
Right.
But it's like now they just put a circle and they have to put their name in there, which makes it hilarious as a whole. Like the DC Defenders. the DC Defenders, yes, I like the shield. I think the shield was better than the one they have now. But at the same time, it's like at least it has some I don't know, originality to it or something like that. Like
yeah,
these
that's
ones
the
are
thing.
just
It's like it's not like you people can't come up with new logos nowadays. We're seeing it being done, so it's like there's no excuse really to not be able to revamp a logo in a good way, in a good positive way. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. So yeah, the Hawks finish off Mike's team. So to recap, Mike's lineup here of his worst sports logos: Coyotes, Islanders, Sixers, Jets, Hawks. My lineup, I got the Ducks, the Clippers, Commanders, Guardians, and the Dallas Stars. My honorable mentions, Mike, Miami Marlins. I don't like their logo. Houston Texans.
They've changed the Marlins logo like 3 times.
Oh yeah,
since
it's
became
awful.
The Miami Marlins.
Yeah, I have the Houston Texans on here too. I don't love their logo. Jaguars. I hate the blue tongue on the Jaguar. I think it's idiotic. I put the Florida Panthers on here too. It looks so much like a soccer logo. It doesn't look like a NHL logo. And then I did have the Washington Nationals on my list too.
Yeah, true.
I didn't pick them, but still never loved the Walgreens W. That's for sure. Never.
Let's be honest here. The Curly W is in the books. Like, let's make something bold.
I mean,
like, I don't want to see something fun and fruity with my baseball team.
It's a disaster. No, I've hated the Nats logo forever. No, it's because I mean, yeah, the fact that literally Walgreens has the exact same W. It's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
it's idiotic. So
not to mention that you can literally go to Backyard Baseball and say like, obviously you can say like the Minnesota Melonheads,
right,
something like that, or the Wisconsin Beavers, whatever, like stuff like that. That's fun. But anyways, that'd be kind of weird to do that for a professional team. But anyways, some of my honorable mentions: the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
It's just a orange helmet.
Yeah.
So it's like what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Brown, orange. Which one is it? Pick one. The OKC Thunder. That's just
that was
weird.
on my I didn't put them on my list, but I was definitely considering adding them. Yeah.
And then obviously because in that one it's kind of weird because it's like you could have done so much. Like look at the Lightning, the Tampa Bay Lightning. There's just, it's pretty simple. I like their black jerseys too. I kind of like the old Tampa Bay, like I don't know, 15 years ago or whatever it was. But I mean, Thunder is just like a few lines, and it's like a random basketballs in there, and it's just like a triangle.
It
Like,
sucks.
what?
It sucks.
It's anyways. And then my last one was the newly crowned NBA champion Denver Nuggets. Now the Nuggets used to with Carmelo Anthony and stuff like that. I did like that, where it was like light blue or baby blue, powder blue, whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
And it was cool and it was sleek and whatnot. And their jerseys look like silk. But like now it's like every one of their jerseys has like, pickaxes and like mountains and like a bunch of other random stuff just thrown into like a bowl.
And my biggest, I have a big gripe as well when it comes to the NBA is, I am of the opinion, and I may have texted you about this, I am of the opinion that you should not be allowed to wear your alternate jerseys during the playoffs, because to have these teams be able to wear like 4 different jerseys during a playoff series, to me is so stupid, because when you think back of the iconic moments in NBA playoff history, you're always picturing those guys in their standard regular jerseys. Like you're obviously always picturing Kobe wearing the gold or whatever, or Celtics always wearing their green and stuff like that. Like you're always picturing that. But nowadays it's like, you watch the NBA Finals. I mean, these guys are wearing their 4th alternate jersey. In the NBA Finals, you're just like, stick with your. I think they should only be able to do the alternate stuff during the season. Like during the regular season, I don't care, because like who gives a crap about the regular season anyways in the NBA? But in the playoffs, it's like you shouldn't be wearing like a jersey that looks nothing like your regular stuff. And like it always rubs me the wrong way. And Denver has always kind of like a weird
it's like red, white, and blue, and then yellow.
Because they got their Mile High, it says like on the jersey and stuff like it doesn't even just say Denver Nuggets. It says like Mile High City on it, and like I don't know. Right. I just don't love it, man. I feel like it's like you want to be able to connect the finals or these big playoff moments in your head, or like with the players and things like that, and like it's like, oh, what jersey were they wearing? Oh, they were wearing their weird alternate jersey like during this like major playoff game. But that might just be us getting older. I don't know. Feel free to vote on which team you feel like is the worst the best of the worst, as in who has a stronger team, drafted team. We'll be putting up a poll on TikTok this week and Twitter and things like that when I make the graphic tomorrow. Before we end the show, we did want to hit up Mike's Trivia Corner.
Ooh.
Is that even the right music? I don't know. So I lost
It's not, but I like it.
in the move. I misplaced the iPad. Oh, here it is. This is the music. I misplaced the iPad that I
he's
normally.
Getting back at it.
Oh God!
Whoa!
So I have an old iPad that I use for this show, where it's literally like it's like a 10-year-old iPad that I only use for podcasting because I got the sound clips in there. I have no idea where that is. So on my actual iPad that I use in a daily life, I downloaded all of our stuff, and so I was trying to figure out where all the clips were, but I found some. The only thing I might not have the John Z thing on here.
We got to find that iPad.
I know. It's somewhere. It's not lost. But let me double check because I might not have John Z on here, which is going to be a bummer. It means our show will just end and we're just going to be like, all right, the show's over.
Well, John Z should have his own tab.
He should. No, I'll have to play.
He will be on the show for the off season.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got to. So no, I'll
not
just
for the
play
whole time though, because I don't
know. Yeah, I don't want to talk to him more than 10 seconds. So I'll put on the tropical music to play us out after. But let's hit up the trivia. Let's do a little trivia here.
All right, returning to the trivia. The DC Sports Trivia question of the week. In 2013, what Nationals pitcher was ejected from a game where he surrendered a first-inning home run? He hit Justin Upton of the Braves with his very next pitch, and then threw behind Andrelton Simmons twice in the second.
Wow. 2013.
Read that again.
I mean,
read it again. It's pretty kind of long. It's like a paragraph on it.
Yeah. So that's a big time. So it was a 2013 game against the Braves.
Sports.
There we go. Ejected, you say in the first inning or in the second inning?
He was ejected in the second inning.
Okay, so in the second inning, but he had gave up a home run. He hit a guy. He threw behind another guy, and he gets tossed in the second inning of the game.
2013.
2013. Man, here's the problem: is I have a terrible memory. 2013. So I guess
think of starters. Think of our starters.
Yeah, no, I know. I get one question.
Yes, you do.
2019 would be too later, so I'm not going to be like, was he on the World Series team? Because I don't think that's going to be the case. Instead, I think I'm going to go with, was this guy on the Nationals for, at least according to your memory, do you remember him being on the team for at least 3 seasons? Or
yes.
Was he just, okay, so he was a long-time guy there. At least 3 seasons worth. Okay, I don't know if that really helped me at all. I was hoping you'd say
5.
No, and then I'd be like, all right, Edwin
Doug Fister.
I don't think it was Edwin Jackson. I don't think it was Doug Fister. Yeah, I don't think it was Fister. I mean, the guys that are popping into my head are the Jordan Zimmermans of the world and those types of guys. But I don't remember him really being that fiery that in the situation you're describing right now.
Well, think about the question though. The question doesn't mean that he fought with the umpire about calls of balls or strikes. It's because of what was said in the question.
Right, yeah, because of the stuff he did. Then I mean, for some reason this guy popped into my head, and I'll just roll with it. I'll go with Edwin Jackson.
It is incorrect.
Okay.
It is, I don't know if this is the right way to put it, the late, great Steven Strasburg.
Oh, okay. That makes... Okay, I considered Strasburg because it's all right, the guy's been around forever. It does seem like a very Strasburg-y thing to have happen because, the guy will pitch it lights out and then the next day he'll get ejected in the second inning. Oh, man. So, yes, that was 10 years ago? You said that was 2013?
Yep.
God. Remember when he was good?
He hasn't pitched in 7 years.
Yeah, that was great. When he was good, that was fun.
Yeah. Pour one out for him.
Now he's probably never going to pitch again. So there's that. So that is the trivia question. Play along at home. Ignore how I do on the question. It's all about how you guys do on the question.
Yeah.
So that about does it for this episode and this draft. And
pour one out for John Z too.
Yeah, I gotta find that iPad. That's going to be the big quest here for the next 24 hours. Stay tuned to the TikTok DC Crossover Podcast. We'll put up clips from this episode and future episodes, of course, and then Twitter at the DC Crossover, and then it's Roan16 on the Twitter, and YouTube channel as well. We put up a full video of the episode on YouTube, so check that out too. Any final thoughts before we bid the folks adieu?
No thoughts.
Mike's going to be heading on this cruise. He's going to be cruising. He's going to be cruising. He's going to be slurping some shrimp. He's going to be doing the conga line with his fellow cabin mates and having a blast.
Wait for that.
on the cruise. We'll see you guys next episode next week maybe. This has been another episode.
I'm gonna have to go to Kohl's and raid their clearance section.
You got to get some. I need to see some Hawaiian shirts. Different shirt for every day on the trip.
Dude,
different Hawaiian shirt.
That's what I should wear every day. I wonder if that's allowed or frowned upon.
Psh, who cares? You're the master of that domain. That is Mike Serrano.
Bahama.
We'll see you next time.